Well, here's a little review. We've been in the bus now, I guess, for about 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, we've been on the road since November.
On the road since November. So we want to tell you a few things about the bus and the things that we really like about the inside of the bus.
Yeah, people have asked us what things you like and don't like. So we're just going through in this video and showing some things we do like.
Okay, here you go.
And I'll take you inside and show you what we've been doing inside.
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to go film it?
No, I can do it. Doesn't matter. You can if you want, but...
Well, I like to do that. I get you in more.
Oh, well. I don't need to be in it more.
Can I show you something I did today?
Yeah.
Okay. These little hydraulic deals that hold up the doors, these would come off of the little ball.
Yeah.
And then at AAA, they showed me, I believe he's who showed me, there's a little hole right in the side of that, and you can put a paper clip through it.
Yep.
And you just cut it off, bend it so it can't come out, and those will not come off after you do that. It holds them on there. Isn't that a cool idea?
It's a great idea.
There's a little pin. There's two
very
holes, and it
helpful.
goes right through those 2 holes, and then you just bend them and cut them off.
So we, okay, talk about this.
Okay, we just bought a little step. It's still not enough, but if you look, we've got our front of our bus up off of the ground about 5 or 6 inches.
This is probably as high as the bus will ever be.
Right.
And it's not so high that I can't get on.
And Debbie can still get in. Let's see here.
We used to have, you know, those that were welded on the that Jim slipped it on there, and they really worked great, but it was just too low, and several times we'd
when we went into a low spot, we would hit them on the ground.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Yep.
I changed it, didn't I, baby?
Yep, changed it. So,
you can stay out here, Maisie.
what I've been doing today. Well, actually for about 4 days. Because when you start off on this journey, you don't know how you're going to want things arranged and everything. And plus our bus had been being fixed for a long time, so things got kind of messy. I want to show you something Jim came up with. We've tried a number of ideas to keep so much sun coming in, and this stuff is our favorite idea we've come up with so far. And he tried putting Velcro up here, and it still fell down because of the heat that would come up there. So we got these little retractable
expandable curtain rods.
Yeah, and he just put 3 of these up there and holds it in great, and then you can just take them out. It's very easy.
It's real easy. We like it open when we're going down the road, don't we, baby?
Yes, we do, but sometimes the sun's shining right in here and it gets warm. So I loved the cabinets in here that Jim built. There were some things that I had in the wrong places. And because I'd never traveled that much in an RV or a motorhome, I didn't realize that you needed to put the heavier stuff down on the bottom. So if one of the doors did happen to fly open, the heavy stuff wouldn't cause it. So up here, where I used to have some other stuff, I now have a lot of freeze-dried food, which is very lightweight.
Yes.
And if it falls out, it won't break.
Absolutely.
Then up here, I have some pots and pans, but these are all pretty lightweight. And there's a lip here so they don't fall out.
And none of them are glass.
Yeah. And this is my mixing bowls. My daughter got me that set of mixing bowls. It's wonderful. I love it. So I rearranged that from what was in there. And then I used to have my glass cake pans and casserole dishes and stuff up high in these areas because I didn't use them all that much. But as it turned out, I want to make sure I had them down somewhere. So my casserole dishes are down here and my pie pans. And then here I put some other glassware that I have that I wanted to have with me. And I thought, why not just, instead of using other things, why not just use my pot holders and tea towels and stuff like that around these. So that's what I did. And then my spices used to be up high, and I decided to put the spices in this drawer along with the knives. It makes it really easy to get to. This is where my pantry is. And it just has a lot of the canned stuff and peanut butter and all kinds of other stuff. It holds a lot more than it looks like it holds. Up here, my coffee stuff, which is also pretty lightweight, and nuts and other things that I use for cooking, and dishes up there. Up here, I'm not really allowed to put anything up here because that's where
our
WeBoost is for internet connection. Over here is now my cups and stuff that are, I guess, tumblers that are non-breakable, and plates and stuff. So
very good.
Down here on the bottom, so I have my flour, sugar, nutritional yeast flakes, all that kind of stuff. This is psyllium husks, which I use in making bread and stuff. There's my pots and pans, and there's some more miscellaneous silverware. And of course, that's our silverware. Yeah. This down here.
So this goes in the sink when we travel.
Yep.
And this goes on the floor.
Several things go in the sink, yeah. And then this is always under your kitchen sink. You have your cleaning supplies, I guess. And then this is where I have my... This, on the other side of this, is where our inverters are.
Yes.
For solar panels. And so this was a little narrow one, so we bought these so we could put our Reynolds wrap and saran wrap and all that stuff in. And then this is still the drawer that shows the computer, that shows what our solar's doing.
Well, why don't you look and see?
Okay. Thankfully, we are in a place where we have a little more sun now.
We got out of the shade, didn't we, baby?
So our solar's doing good. Right now we're bringing in, on one side 291, the other side probably about the same, so probably about 600. We're putting out 200 and using about 263. Part of that is what's being used to charge the batteries at 13 amps. So it's doing really well.
And then also it sounds like the refrigerator's running.
Yeah, and we have had the air conditioner on today and some other things. Then let's see what else I did that was fun.
I love that.
I was glad to get it done. Well, I had a whole bunch of these things inside here.
Okay.
And every time we traveled, some of those would fall out because this is not a real heavy.
I don't think anything ever fell out of there.
Yeah, a couple of times it did.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was just because I had these really tall things in there. They would hit against us, and a couple of times things fell out of there. But I just felt like it'd be smarter to put all of those things up there.
Very good.
Now I've got that all rearranged. I've got all my laundry detergents and stuff down there.
And
these, what?
This is when we travel.
Yeah, we put
this bathtub becomes one of our storage areas.
Yeah, for our little step stool and our little camping stool thing. This is where we have the extra ones of these that we use when we're in hot weather, like we were in Oklahoma. We need
to cover all of our windows. Yes.
Yeah. And then our guitars are hooked there, and then here's where my keyboard is.
Mm-hmm. Fishing poles.
Fishing poles, which he hasn't used at all.
Hey. Yes, I know.
And on here, these pillows, when we travel, typically fall down. And then it makes the door hard to open, and then we have to redo it. So Jim's going to put a couple of bungees right up here to
probably up to the top.
Up to the top, some way anyway, to keep those from falling down, so we won't have to And also the drone will probably fit up there too.
It will.
Other things that we need. So that's what we did there.
And then we pull the TV over.
Yep.
And we put a blanket over it.
When it's time to travel. We don't have a lot of things we have to do, but this we pull over.
And we put the strap.
Put the bungee here with a blanket in between it.
Yeah. And it travels really well that way.
Yeah, we have no problem with it traveling. Now, we have 4 cameras.
This little tour we're doing right now is after living in it for a little over a year, or almost 2 years actually.
So these are some changes that we found that we wanted to make after living in here after traveling in here for 10 months, 9 or 10 months. I'll tell you about some of the purchases we made that we think were great purchases. In case you're wondering, our bed. We have a full-size bed, but the bed we bought from Tuft & Needle, we still love it. It's just right for us. It's more on the firm side, and we think it's just great. Another thing we purchased was a down... it's dirty.
I sat on it, sorry.
A down duvet. Goose down. And I mean, even if it's really cold and we have the window open, this down duvet keeps you nice and cozy and warm.
It's wonderful.
It is so warm. We love that. Some other things we bought that we really love is the fantastic fan. This is brand new. Jim's just been installing it. Actually, he has
completed the wiring
one more
in
piece
place.
of wood to put in.
Yes,
and then to finish the wiring, we just got the. We want to plug it in.
Has the remote control.
Yep, a remote control right here on the wall that Jim uses.
We mounted it right there.
Last night we came in here and it was warm. We'd been out.
We'd been gone to town. It was 81, 82.
I don't know, but it took, 81, I think, when we checked it, and we'd already been in here for a little while. And we turned that fantastic fan on, opened the windows, and I mean within 5 to 10 minutes, it was down to 70.
That's exactly right.
It was wonderful.
And it uses very little energy.
Yeah.
Now, there's our thermostat right there on the bottom of our little picture.
It's mine. I have found the one my soul loves.
I have found the one my soul loves too.
So
that's exciting.
What he's going to do with the electric part of this is made to run to 12 volt.
Yes.
But Jim wanted to plug it in.
So
everything in here is AC, so we could use solar. And so what he's going to do is he's going to use this adapter and everything to plug it in. And plug it in down here to the AC. But he's also going to have this available so he can just run it out the window and use the house batteries if we need. The start batteries
if I want to.
Yep. Another thing we love is our composting toilet.
Now wait a minute. We run it all night.
Yep.
And we run it all night, and it will go from like 12.5 down to about 12.
Maybe. Yeah. If you run it all night, and we don't always run it all night because it gets cooled off in there.
Another thing we are really pleased with, and you almost told them, we don't need to show it.
I said our compost toilet, but I wouldn't want to show it because.
But it is nice, and you see, it's got a light right there, and then we've got a switch, and you can hear
it. Yeah. So yeah. So that's fun. Another thing we love. Yeah, that light fixture Jim made.
Is what?
Our vacuum cleaner.
Yes, we bought that at the Big Tent in Quartzsite.
And we just didn't know if we would like it or not.
It doesn't hold a lot.
No, it doesn't hold a lot of stuff.
But man,
it has 2 filters in there you can clean out.
Right.
And has 3 attachments. One is the crevice tool, which I probably use the most. Has a 25-foot cord, so you can plug it in the middle of the bus and reach everything.
That's exactly right.
That's fun. We also love our water heater that we have. We love our water filtration
and
system.
This is the water heater is Debbie's piddling. Okay. The water heater is this Takagi.
Yeah.
And it's the one that will actually work above 7,000 feet. Most of them will not work at altitude.
Yep.
So.
Another thing we love
Uh-huh.
is our sea level.
We do.
Because the battery, as you can see, is 12.2. We have 63% on our fresh water, which means we have 63 gallons. On our gray water, it's 13%.
Uh-huh, which
And
is
that's
a 50-gallon
100-gallon
tank.
Or,
Oh, yeah, it's
no,
100 gallon.
Then our galley is a 50-gallon tank.
And that's
And it's
25%. So
yeah.
that would be 12 gallons.
12 and a
it has
half
in it.
gallons in there because we
Okay.
each took a shower and stuff. So, okay. Something
So we
else
took 2 showers apiece.
2 showers.
And how much did we use on that?
The other day we used a little over 15 gallons.
Okay.
Yeah. I would also recommend to anyone that they buy a Vornado fan.
Yes. Let's see, let's
It's all
get that,
turned over. But
there you go.
they put out a lot of air.
They do?
You can move them around. And they actually, even though they plug in, they're 12 volt, so they use very little energy.
They do.
Another thing we love is
Love our little
cubic mini
Grizzly.
Love it, love it. Love
And-
this little fan.
Yes.
Which,
We ordered this from the company,
Yes.
Cubic Mini.
yeah,
We ordered this, I believe, on eBay.
I don't remember for sure.
Not eBay, I'm
No,
sorry.
Amazon.
Amazon,
Or
yes.
did we go in the store and buy it? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, we might have
I
bought
think
that
we
from
might have
Tractor
bought it at
Supply.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah,
But
but we love it.
it turns
It
on
works.
when it's hot.
Mhm.
And the heat is what powers it. And so you can turn it around, put the heat whichever direction we want. And we love these little tools. We like our mini split.
Mm-hmm.
We did learn something. A point of interest for people who are thinking about a mini split. You have to clean them. I mean, you really have to clean them.
The big fan inside of there.
The big fan inside there. We found out the hard way. We were in Oklahoma. It was not cooling at all. Blowing a little tiny bit of air out. And the guy said, I think it just needs to be cleaned.
Cost
We
us
kind of-
almost $300.
Yeah, we kind of scoffed at that. Oh, it needs to be cleaned. Yeah, we clean the filters all the time.
When we opened it up far enough to see that fan,
Uh-huh.
the dirt was like on the blades of the fan, like a 1/4 inch thick.
Caked on there.
Caked.
Yeah.
So it was not working because of that.
Yeah, so if you have a mini split, make sure you open it up and clean that fan
And you have to
at
take
least
it
once a year.
pretty much all apart to get
Yeah,
to it.
You do. You do, unfortunately.
And it took us, the two of us, it took us about an hour and a half.
Yeah, and
to
the
clean
other
it.
thing that we learned about that is that you need to check those little fittings down there.
Make sure they're
on
tight.
the outside unit and make sure they're tight, or else they
They're-
have a tendency to loosen as you're traveling down the road and you lose freon.
That's correct.
Right?
Now there's another thing we've learned, and that's that the TV we had in our house originally, which they are not as efficient as the new ones,
Yeah, this is an older TV,
It's an-
probably.
and it's like a
8 or 10 years
55 inch, I believe. And the one thing, it uses a lot of energy.
At least 2 to 3 times as much as the one in the back, which is a 40 inch,
And
but it's brand new.
right. And the other thing is it produces some heat.
Yeah, it does.
So if you're trying to cool it in here, you don't want that extra heat.
Yep.
So we will be finding someone that would love to have this TV,
Yeah.
because we are going to
We'll
need one
eventually be buying
a little more efficient.
one that's more efficient. That's right.
Uh-huh. And that's exactly
That's
right.
right.
We may go with a little smaller one. I don't think we have to have one that big, but
That's just what we had.
that's what we had in our house already.
Yeah. Some other things that we like and that we're really grateful that we have: tire pressure monitoring
Oh,
system.
yes.
That saved our bacon the other day when we had a flat tire
Thank
and
you.
wouldn't have known.
That was actually
it was a gift from Chris.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Chris.
And thank you, Chris, because we would have been out a lot of money.
Right.
And as it was, the guy said that your tires are great. They look really good, but it had a messed up valve, and so he fixed that, and it was great.
Mhm.
We love our backup cameras.
Yes, we do.
feel like this is an important thing to have if you're going to be traveling and backing up. And you can see when it's turned on, Jim can see the left side of the bus here, the right side here, the front here, and the back here.
And
so
it works out perfect, all sides.
He can tell right where the lines, the white lines are going down the road by looking at these two sides, and it all works great. We love our Garmin 770.
Although we lost the base and we don't know how.
Yeah, that happened when...
But we ordered another one.
Yeah. So, the Garmin 770 is made for RVs. You could program in here how tall your rig is, how long your rig is, how heavy your rig is.
Yes.
So it will... The goal is that it should always guide you to streets that will accommodate those.
Yes.
Your weight, your height, and all of that. And so far,
did you put my weight or your weight in?
Yeah, that's.
Now there's something I will be installing in the next couple weeks or so, and that's this heater down here. It's a diesel heater, and we love that thing because we saw Aaron Bockley's.
Broccoli Bus has it.
Broccoli Bus, and they have one of these heaters, and it puts out so much air and so much heat. So we are going to set this up to run in the front part of our bus. It runs on DC. It does not take much energy at all, and it runs on a thermostat.
Yeah. So, and Jim, I don't know that we're going to need that much more heat, but
because we've learned to try to stay places where it's comfortable all the time.
And on the bottom underneath that, can I talk about that?
Yes, you can.
That's a little PA system, a tiny PA system.
But it's wonderful.
It's wonderful. My sister, who we went, if you saw some of the earlier videos, we went with them to some nursing homes and different places and sang with them. And she had a little set like this, and we loved it. And so they bought this for us as a gift. You plug mics into the back or whatever you want in the back. One of the reasons we have it setting right here is because when we're going down the road, if we want to listen to something on my phone,
the road noise
or something, is a little much to try to hear a phone from here to there.
Right.
And even from here sometimes, but we just hook our phones into that, and we can play music on it. We can listen to our Audible books.
Have all the volume we need and more.
Volume, and it's just really great. We really love that. Thank you, Sherry and Bud, so much for that. And also, my sisters made this little deal for me, which is so cute. They make them for the local, make all different kinds for the little flower
angel.
Stuff. Yeah, it's a little angel, and it says, "I'm convinced that nothing can separate us from God's love in Christ Jesus our Lord." So, pretty cute.
Pretty cute.
So those are some of the things we love